Hello, mathematicians. Today we are going to review slopes of lines. There are four types of slope. If it goes up to the right, this is a positive slope. So if it goes up to the right, it's positive. Thus, if it goes down, what type of slope would this be? Negative. Side to side is a zero slope, or no slope, zero slope. Up and down then is undefined. Okay? Undefined slope. There are two ways to find slope. First is if you have a graph. And if I'm going from point A to point B. If you're given a graph, you can count rise over run. So if I'm going from A to B, I'm going to count how many up I go and then how many side to side. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And how many over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. So count up 4, over 5. Up first, then over. If you are given order pairs, okay, so 2 points, you need to subtract the y's all over, subtract the x's. And it's really important that these come from the same ordered pair and those come from the same ordered pair. So subtract your y's, subtract your x's. Now it doesn't matter which y you choose first, 5 or negative 1. So let's just say I'm going to choose this point first. So if I subtract the y's, what do I get? 5 minus negative 1. Which is 6. Now, because I chose this 5 first on top, which one must I choose first on bottom? Negative 2 minus 6. And that is negative 8. You must do what with your fraction? Simplify. Divide both of them by 2 and we will get negative 3/4. So subtract your y's, subtract your x's. In a graph you can count rise over run, or if you're given 2 points, subtract the y's, subtract the x's. Now we're going to look at these in terms of parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines have the same slope. Parallel lines are lines that have the exact same slope. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocals. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocals for slope, or negative reciprocals. Opposite reciprocal means change the sign and flip it. Okay? Change the sign and flip. So, 3/4. We are going to make it opposite and flip. So flip it. It was positive, it will become negative. Those are a pair of negative reciprocals or opposite reciprocals. Number 2. The number 2 has what hidden under it? A 1. Flip it, becomes 1/2. And now what? Positive becomes negative. So here is another pair of opposite reciprocals. What do you do with negative 7/8? Flip it. And if this one was negative, this one will be positive. Every whole number is over 1. So to find the opposite reciprocal, what will you do? Flip it, which is just 1. If this is positive, this one is negative. How about 0? What's hiding under a 0? A 1. Flip it. And you could make it negative, but anything over 0 is undefined. So it's really important that we know parallel lines will have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocals or negative reciprocals. To find those, flip it, change the sign. Flip it, change the sign. We are going to use that information to help determine if lines AB and CD are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. To do this, we need to compare the slopes. We need to determine, do they have the same slope or opposite reciprocal? So we're going to be finding slope today. And it's line AB, so A and B go together on the same line. And which other two go together? C and D. So we need to find the slope of AB. First thing we must do, subtract the y's. 3 minus 6. And what do we do on bottom? Negative 2 minus 2. On top we will get negative 3 over negative 4. Negative 3 over negative 4 is positive 3/4. So the line AB connecting these 2 points has a slope of 3/4. I need to do the same with CD. Now it doesn't matter which y you choose first. Okay. So let's do 0 minus 3 all over. If I pick 0 first, what must I pick on bottom? Negative 1 minus 3. What do you get on top? Negative 3. And on bottom? Negative 4. So 3/4. So the slope of AB was 3/4. What is the slope of CD? 3/4. They are the same, so what type of lines are they? Parallel. If they have the same slope, they must be parallel lines. Nice job. Go ahead and try this one on your own. Find the slope of AB, find the slope of CD, and determine what type of lines they are. Let's see how you did. If we focus on AB, subtract which piece first? The y's. 2 minus 4. On bottom, what must you do first? 0 minus 5. This gives us negative 2 over negative 5. Negative 2 over negative 5 is positive 2/5. What did you do next? Find the slope with the line C and D. Those 2 points are on the line CD, so find the slope of the line that connects them. To do that, what must you do first? Subtract the y's. 8 minus 3. And on bottom, 1 minus 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. 1 minus 3, negative 2. So this one is 5 over negative 2. Are these the same? No, so they can't be parallel. Next we have to look to see, are they opposite reciprocals? Do I flip it? 2/5 flipped makes 5/2. This one is positive. This one is negative. They are opposite reciprocals. So what type of lines? Perpendicular. If they are opposite reciprocals, they are perpendicular lines. Nice job. Try this next one on your own. Determine what type of lines we have. Let's see how you did. First thing, find the slope of AB. What did you do? Subtract the y's. Negative 12 minus 2. And on bottom, subtract the x's. Negative 9 minus negative 2. On top we get negative 14. And on bottom, negative 7. Negative 14 over negative 7 is positive 2. What did you have to do next? Find the slope of CD. Subtract the y's first. 6 minus negative 2. And on bottom, subtract the y's. X's. Negative 1 minus negative 5. We get 8 over 4. 8 over 4 is 2. The slopes are the same. Our lines must be parallel. Parallel lines have the same slope. Use your slope formula to find the slope of one line, the slope of the other. Check to see, are they the same or opposite reciprocal? Nice job today, mathematicians.